effective. So I thought, like, try this option. If whatever training you guys going to give, it helps me in getting the certificate.
Muted.
Already
Unmuted.
my site, I went in and paid like 130
Muted.
something to register for the material, and if there is any updates coming up. So
okay.
that's a little bit background about me.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because if you're going to look into, if you're going to deal with a big project, and most of the big projects actually do need a PMP, and most companies, like, as you know, definitely need a PMP to actually, carry on major projects, especially with the procurement and the budgeting and the financing and so on and so forth, outsourcing and contracting, all that comes into PMP. So covering all that is project management professional, and how we go about carrying it, in large-scale projects is one of the critical aspects that we would be covering in the PMP area. And are you actually looking for some sort of a certification, or you just want to have like knowledge base built in you?
No, right now, if it's like already managing projects and managing the budgets and the forecasting. I use the agile methodologies to implement the projects. That's everything is covered. Like, I don't need help in managing the project. I just want to do the certification and see if as part of getting the certificate, if I have to follow any process, if that helps in managing the way I'm doing.
Oh, definitely. Yes, it would definitely make a lot of drastic impact, because when I started working, I was actually a senior business analyst, and then I became a project manager in my organization. How it actually went about is, that once I went into the concepts of PMP, I was actually able to relate it to the large-scale work that I was doing, and then from there on, I was able to actually simplify my work, simplify the actual workflow that I was doing, and that actually made a lot of difference with the team and with the work the team did, and that's the way we actually built the project to a success level. So I would definitely say that PMP is definitely going to add more value to you in terms of your day-to-day handling of projects, and in terms of certification also, it's got real value, and definitely it really made a lot of difference to me personally, and that's something I wanted to share. And any questions till now, Rajesh?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So let's just get started. See. Okay, so like as you already went.
Noise, open the window. Whenever you're talking, I'll put my mic on mute. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead with speaking. Okay. So looking at what you've said, it looks like you've already gone and registered in the PMI website, and you've got all your preparations to get your materials going. So that is the best step that you've actually taken, because I think you have to go and get the PMBOK from the PMI website, and that is something like a Bible to all the PMP's aspirants who actually want to clear the certification. Without the PMBOK, you just can't do anything. And I would also suggest Rita Mulcahy, which is really, really useful. So these are like 2 books that you should actually use to go and study and learn the concepts. And before I get into the topics, because I think going into the topics would be too much early for us today, I would like to know what is that you're actually looking for in terms of the certification level. Do you want, what is the time frame that you're actually thinking of actually giving in the exam?
The time frame, what it's like for Thanksgiving, I got like 10 days time. Like all of a sudden, it was not planned one, but I got the company gave me like a 1 week vacation, the paid vacation, and Thanksgiving holidays, including that all the 10 days I'm getting, and I'm trying to see if I can do the certification in those 10 days. Finish the course now, prepare myself by Thanksgiving. Is it possible to do the certification by Thanksgiving?
To do the certification by Thanksgiving, you mean to say the end of November?
Yes.
Last week of November. So you will practically have like almost 1 month and 10 days or something.
That's
If
correct.
you're going to start away, Rajesh, it is like something that you will have to start away right now. Like you have to make a decision today or tomorrow if you're really going to, because this is to be very honest with you, Rajesh, this exam, I mean, not to scare you or not to, petrify you with any of, fearful thoughts, but just to make you aware of it, that this particular exam is a little crucial. The questions are really, really tricky, so you have to really have your concepts in hand. You have to have your thinking in your fingertips to, choose the best option, because all the 4 options that will be laid out to you will look very similar. They will look very, very, suitable for that question, but, you have to make that right decision, and that is where, you have to start thinking of yourself as a project manager in that position. Any question, a tip that I can give you, which is a very valuable tip, and I actually share it with a lot of my colleagues also, is that you have to start thinking of yourself as a project manager. Anything for that matter, even if you're going to say, it says the seller, buyer, there's a section called as procurement in project management where we will come to deal with it. And that's somewhere, where most the people who actually write the exam fail. So they think that, we are like the buyers, but, actually the project manager is the one who is managing the project, and he is the one who will always buy. So, so those kind of concepts should be in your mind, and you should always relate yourself as a project manager. So you should think in those lines and prepare really, really hard for it, and only then you can actually crack it in November.
Okay.
But you can do it, provided you really want to, take up the plunge and do it, and get going with your preparations right from tomorrow or today, or just put your mind to it and start working on it. Do you have your materials handy with you? Has it reached you now, Rajesh?
No, I just what is it? Paid for the membership day before.
Okay.
And this is actually the first class for me, like the demo. This is like the beginning, the first step I'm making towards the PMI course.
Okay.
And when comes to like the procurement, getting the resources, managing the budgets, that I have a knowledge. I'm doing that right now. As of now, I'm doing it.
Perfect. I mean, once you have hands-on experience, it definitely comes very handy to you while facing the questions. I'm just giving you an idea of what are the what are the types of questions that you might get where people generally falter.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. So in that case, Rajesh, when are you planning to actually, join, or are you looking to join the course, or what is your plan of action that you would actually take? Because by now you should be having a plan of action, and I would definitely urge you to have one if you're going to plan for November, because November is too close. And if you
right. I just want to understand, like, what is the schedule, the online schedule, and because I'm in the PST time zone in California.
Okay.
I want to understand, like, how many days the training is, like, or what days it should fit into my schedule, right?
Yeah.
Because how many days it's going to be? How many days I need to spend? How many hours I need to spend on the preparation? And definitely the bonus is going to be for me. November 10 days I'm going to get full days.
Absolutely.
So I can completely dedicate for the project management course. But meanwhile, I just want to understand, like, the training duration and the plan. Right? Is it going to be every hour, or is it going to be weekends, like 4 hours? And I do know that I have to finish the 35 hours course, right?
Yes,
to
I can
get eligible for the examination. So is the course, the training is going to cover those 35 hours, or just want to understand some details, like where exactly I am right now, and what do I have to do to reach, like, the target is get the certificate.
Okay, the target is to get the certificate. That is very clear. Perfect. We have a target now. Okay, and you want to, so forget about the last 10 days, Rajesh, because I think the last 10 days is going to be, if I'm going to be your trainer, I would set aside this last 10 days only for exams.
Okay.
Only for exams. We're just going to do practice exams. I'm going to give you as much as questions that I can do, because that's what I did personally. I'm going to, I shouldn't be giving all this, but I really want to see your success is going to be my success.
Okay.
So I will give you only assignments, like back-to-back questions, because you have to get a feel of the questions, and that is very, very critical.
Okay.
So we have to plan on getting all the concepts in your head starting from tomorrow to let's say I would say we should, just to have a touch of the class every day, we should, to get you going and to make you coming up to speed, I think we should have classes every single day.
Every single day. And
yeah.
Because as you said, right, you're also the working for
Yeah.
the Verizon, and I don't know where you'll be in East Coast or in the like you're in East Coast, right? There's like 3 hours difference, right,
Yeah.
from PST to the EST, and I don't know your availability, like every day, what time you'll be available. Because for me, I come back from office at least like at 6 o'clock. That's like the earliest I can come, even though I'm staying like 5 minutes far from the office. It's like I'll be at 6 o'clock, and at least I need a 1 hour break, and I don't know, by the time it's 7, it's 10 o'clock for you.
Yeah, so I'm wondering when I can actually bridge the gap. Okay, now you tell me what time works for you then. 10 o'clock?
No, for me, no. For me, if you see, is it 8 o'clock is works for you, or 8 o'clock, or like is it mornings is the best time? Like for me, is morning 7 o'clock? Is it work? It's going to work for you?
Morning 7?
Means which is going to be 10 a.m. for you.
10 a.m. for me, yeah, because sometimes I actually work from home, so I can, make those days available for you. But sometimes I will have to let you know in advance if I'm going to have.
We can mix and match, right? It's
yeah,
like
we can mix and match. Absolutely, yeah. As long as we both work it out together, and we find a conducive timing for both of us, then I'm absolutely for it. Yeah, perfect. Because if I am actually liking a person who is very aggressive, towards completing the course, because I was like you. Honestly, I was like you. I wanted to do it in a very short span of time, and I went about doing it. So what I'm going to say is, Rajesh, we are going to set aside the last few days only for exams, and we're not going to touch base on the concepts after that, okay? So let's start with the preparation. So when are you available? Are you available from tomorrow?
I'm available from tomorrow, and the only reason I want to finish before now because my duration fiscal year already started October 1st, and I've been I need to implement like 4 huge projects at one time. And I'll be really busy after after November end.
Okay.
So I have no choice other than finishing in November, and it is not mandatory for me though. But I'm keeping this as like I'm keeping
your personal deadline that you want to come.
My personal target to achieve this.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. That's great. Yes, so in that case, then probably we can get started from tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow is Saturday, yes, but yeah, tomorrow I have a release. Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay, how about we starting it from Monday?
No, I can start tomorrow if you can tell me the time. It's like every day is important for me, right? If like
absolutely every single day is going to count for you if you want to achieve it in November. So I'm just looking at my calendar because tomorrow.
Just explain me, right? How many hours we need for the training, and then we lay out the plan, right?
Yeah, every day, Rajesh. Every day, I think we should do about 1.5 hours of study.
Okay.
Yeah. 1.5 hours, because after that I think I will give you assignments, and then I would ask you to, start solving those questions that were related to the section, the chapters that we actually, walked through.
Right. So if every day total, how many hours is the training, right? Then we have to distribute this number of hours in each day. Like if you have only 20 days and you need 40 hours, 20 days is not sufficient. Doing 1.5 hours.
Yeah, definitely not sufficient. Yeah, but we don't have 20 days.
We might have to distribute the hours like into certain days, more maybe 2 or 4 hours, so that we can the whole 40 hours can be covered in 20 days.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to get started with 1.5 hours, and then as you start picking up, grasping, faster, then I can start, having more hours with you, finishing off the stuff that we have to get over with, and then we can start doing with lot of questions, and tackling real life problems, like real life questions, because that is actually going to really help you. Take it from me. That is very critical. Having the concepts in your head is one thing, and then actually looking at the question, because most of the times what people do is they, they look and they study a lot of concepts and finally they mess it up in the exam because, they really did not have real practical experience in actually dealing with, live questions.
Okay.
So I want you to do both, parallelly, so that, you know what to use where and how to deal with a question. You don't have some shockers when you go and sit in the exam.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So to start with, we'll go with 1.5 hours or 2 hours. I mean, looking at how, well we progress and all that. And then we'll start ramping it up, and then, we can get going in the right direction. And I want to, so, okay, let's say you have, okay, Rajesh, now if you're going to target this exam in November, then you should have actually, start preparing your application and all that. Because you have to apply and then you have to book a slot. All of that goes into the picture, right? Are you aware of all?
I haven't even spent that time like how the exam is going to be. What do I have to do? Only one thing I know. One thing I know is I need to have 35 hours, right?
Yes, that is the PDUs that I will be giving it to you. And that is to say that you've actually attained proper PMP training, and that I can issue that for you. So that is covered. So that is your preliminary, first basic preliminary and first step towards your application. So to assume that that is covered. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The next step. Yeah. So the next step is that you have to actually prepare a resume kind of what do I actually call it? Some sort of, in the application there is a section where you have to fill in your experience matching to PMI standards. Okay. Have you gone through that before?
No, I haven't gone through, because I think my resume, I don't know, but my resume should say that I'll be managing the projects. I do have a resume. I would have to update with the new projects.
Correct. And you also
that should cover. I think that should tell what I'm doing for the project.
Yes, and in project management, you have various processes, namely initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing. Okay, we'll go in the depth of it once we start going with the learning sessions. But just to give you an insight about the application form that you will be filling, I'm just pulling into these topics, okay? So what you will have to do is you will have to, tailor your resume in such a manner that it would suit into these 5 process categories. They would have 5 columns for you. One would be the initiating, the other one would be the planning, the next one the executing, the next one controlling, and the 5th one being closing, okay?
Okay.
So you should actually, take up a project that you actually worked on and start splitting it into phases. These are the 5 phases where you will actually, split in your project and say you spent this many hours of time initiating, this many hours in planning, this many hours in executing, this many hours in controlling the overall progress of the project, and then this is what you did to formally close the project. How many hours was spent in closing the project?
It was not in hours, right? For me, it was like duration will be like 9 months.
And yes, you have to break that 9 months into hours.
So the good example is like I'm starting all the 4 projects, right? This 4 project initiation actually started sometime May. Sometime in April 2014, and that was like 2 months or 3 months, like it's like a pathfinder, right? You have to at the high level you get the requirements from the user, but it's not clear yet, and then you start doing the analysis, looking into the requirements. Then you say that okay, this is going to take like $1 million for this project, and that goes to the business. They do the review, then they come back and say that okay, they go get out of $1 million, you get approval for like $700,000, right? One project.
Absolutely.
And then you're going to say that okay, this is going to say that's going to be initiation, right? Once the budget gets approved, then the planning is good. It takes like okay, what will it take to deliver this project? The planning, right? Doing the analysis, capacity planning, resource planning, then comes into like okay, technology, then comes into we have to do all this. Then comes to once everything is set, then the execution, right? Once we build the project plan, the executing using the resources to come to that stage, right? Development, QA, and UAT. Then controlling, then comes to what are we delivering, right? Which methodology is it going to be waterfall or is it going to be agile methodology? How can we line up business and verifying, doing the UAT? How can we verify the QA team to line up all these resources, right? The closing comes to like it's just releasing the project. What is that? Once UAT is done, getting all the acceptance prepared, like who's the audience, do the release plan, and then release it to production, get the acceptance from the business.
Absolutely. You're perfectly right. So what I'm trying to say is you should fit in all this info that you have into hours, break them down into hours and start fitting them there in the application form.
Okay. So do you have any template to share, like so that at least one project, so that I can fit into that template?
Yeah, I do have a template. I can share the template with you. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you should actually. I'll give you a template for this. You're asking me for the application, right?
Application, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, I do have a template. I can share that with you, Rajesh. That's not a problem.
Okay. And so where do I have to do this process actually? Like
in the website, in the PMI website.
In the PMI website, I have to go to PMI website, and what do I have to do?
You have to go to the website, and then you have to say that you want to apply for this PMP certification. There's a link there, so it takes you to this application form.
Okay.
And that's where you start filling out all your information, your personal information that the system will ask you for the organization. Because sometimes what happens is if you are having a bad fate or whatever you call it, if it all yours goes for an audit, then you should have all your supporting documents handy, ready.
That shouldn't be a problem, though.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. I know. I'm just giving you I'm just telling you what you should be prepared and aware of.
Right.
So that is something that you have to do, Rajesh, because that is something that you have to actually plan and start working on from today, I would say.
Okay, sure.
Because once you do it, you have to actually get a slot for November. Getting a slot is actually the most critical part.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. So just go to the website and try seeing what info you need, and then I can send you the template if you want me to, so that you can see how to break it down and what to fit in where, just to see an idea, and then you can use your own projects to fill up and do whatever you want. Okay.
Okay.
So that is something you have to get started with, and fix the date according to your flexibility, convenience, or whatever it is. But then I would say the last day, like the 10th day of your vacation, probably you can have the exam.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you will have so much of time for practice and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was another suggestion. And what else would you actually need for the application? I'm just thinking. Yeah, I think apart from that, I think this is the first step that you should do if you want to take up the exam in November, and then get started with the classes from tomorrow. And since tomorrow being a weekend, I'm wondering if I might have to go out to do some errands and all that. So any time is fine for you tomorrow, Rajesh? Or what time? Do you have a specific time preference?
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. But what is convenient for you? Is like, how about 3 o'clock for you?
3 o'clock Eastern?
Yes.
3 o'clock Eastern. Yeah, see, because I have to actually work it out with my husband, because tomorrow we've got my sister is actually coming down, so
Okay, then how about Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday shouldn't be a problem. Absolutely, Sunday should be perfect. But I'm really thinking if I can even fix it tomorrow, I can do it. But then
how about how about 10 o'clock?
In the night?
No, morning.
Morning.
So what time is convenient tomorrow for you?
Yeah, that's what I would actually, that's what I was actually planning to check on my sister and her husband when they're going to come, and then, probably give you a suitable time, because I don't want to disappoint you. Neither do I want to be disappointed,
Okay.
Yeah.
So that I'll plan accordingly, because I have
Absolutely, yeah. I don't want to spoil your plans, nor do I want to spoil mine. Yeah, because it's weekends, we hardly get time, right, to meet with family and all that.
No, I have a major release tomorrow, so yeah, because my team is doing work. I need to be available, so I'll plan accordingly.
Oh yeah, you have to be available then. So morning should be busy for you. I guess.
No, whatever time you tell, I'll manage my time accordingly.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so Rajesh, will it be fine if I can let you know through Pawan or somebody?
No, no problem.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, because I have to make some calls to see what time they're coming in, or stuff like that. Yeah. So I think it's good for today. Then probably if you are fine to start the class right from tomorrow, we'll bang it on from tomorrow, Rajesh.
Sure, sure. I just want to understand. I was not involved in the price and also who is the right person to contact? Is it the Praveen or Pawan?
Pawan.
Pawan. Okay. So okay,
Yeah.
no problem. So I'll even I have to leave because now 9 o'clock I have a meeting.
Perfect.
So I'll talk to him and we'll start tomorrow. Okay.
Perfect. Great
Thanks.
talking to you, Rajesh.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.